I tell my students all the time, no culture is perfect. My Akan culture is not perfect. American culture is not perfect, but we can learn from each other.
Kwasi Ompene is a professor at the University of Michigan. He specializes in the musical traditions of the Akan people. He's also Akan, and growing up, music was everywhere.
I mean, music is never separate or added on. It is part and parcel.
Kwasi was born several years after Ghana gained independence from Britain, but when he went to school, he kept reading about European music and how wonderful Beethoven is.
And I kept asking myself, what about this music that I grew up with? What about this?
He decided he wanted to bring the music from his village to the rest of the world,
so that the world can read about my village.
When he began his studies, he saw how music was often not considered to be a composition unless it was written down. European music is often traced to famous composers. But in the Akan tradition, people don't put their names on everything.
We have songs. We have all this drum music. We have music for xylophones. They didn't just fall from heaven. Individuals created them. But they have to understand that in this culture, it's a communal-based culture where you do something for the community.
Everyone is expected to add something to the music, and people aren't judged. To show what that can look like, Kwasi began leading groups like the University of Colorado Boulder High Life Ensemble.
Yeah.
There is no line drawn between the performers and the audience. In European music, the ending is often fixed. Take the Hallelujah chorus, for example.
The chord that is projecting finality is there in European culture.
In Akan music, Kwasi says, the music is more circular.
A typical example also in African American is when they do their song, they do and then somebody, oh, hallelujah, and then they start again. Because they couldn't end it. And then they start again, and then they start again, the same song. If you're not careful, they'll be doing that song for 2 hours.
The emphasis around community not only shows up in music, but also in language.
It's basically a philosophy about life.
Arthur Hughes is Akan, but grew up reading Latin American romance and travel novels. Now he's the director of Latin American Studies at Ohio University, where Akan is taught. Hughes says in his culture, you're not considered an adult until you have a proverb to back up every thought you have.
You do everything because of what somebody has already said or thought or decided.
For example, this proverb, you do not point with your left finger to your family house.
And the reason behind this is that the left finger is supposed to show contempt, and you do not therefore do things that disgrace your family or bring your family honor down.
From Ohio, Hughes stays connected on WhatsApp. The chats with family and friends in West Africa are constant. On 2 occasions, he's had to take himself off the platform because it's too much. They talk about everything, from politics to religion to football.
There's no specific agenda. Yeah, don't tell me why Arsenal is better than Manchester United. I don't need to know that.
In his culture, there's a family elder who keeps these connections going. His sister recently got the task. She's just 63 and head of the family now.
She holds a position. She has to be consulted on matters relating to the family, births, deaths, funerals, whatever. And with technology, she has also become the keeper of the birthday calendar. So she sends out messages on everybody's birthday.
And thanks to Proverbs and WhatsApp, the Akan community stays connected and the traditions keep spreading. For Philosophy Talk, I'm Holly J. McDede.